Anthony on Air podcast back for another episode. Gabby Petito's parents were on Australian 60 Minutes, had a lot to say, even condemned Brian's parents. So we'll update you on that. A Brian Laundrie Lookalike ambushed, unfortunately. Ghislaine Maxwell's brother speaks up again. It's been a while since we heard from him. President Biden had a mask blunder. Bill Gates and his inappropriate emails are leaking. Dennis Prager, who is a conservative radio host, you could probably guess what that topic is going to be about.
Gee.
Eddie Winslow is back in the news. We lost the great Colin Powell. Anthony was right about Dave Chappelle. Frank's Brothers parties updates.
Mm-hmm.
And a Kardashian was engaged.
Not going to point out the error in that last headline.
We're generous with apostrophes. So
yes, we are.
Gabby Petito's parents were on 60 Minutes Australia. I was just pontificating to Frank before the episode that 60 Minutes Australia has been killing it lately and getting a lot of scoops that I feel like should be on regular 60 Minutes.
Why can't Australian 60 Minutes get the spotlight every now and then?
I think it's great, but I'm just saying, I think obviously Australian 60 Minutes going to do their thing. Got a lot of Australian people watching. Is Aussie an okay term? Is that acceptable? I'm nervous now.
I think so, but I don't know. I had never heard anything negative about it.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
We might be canceled for that 7 years from now when the tide changes and people are like, don't.
No, but we're asking. We're asking the question. We don't know.
Awesome Aussie? I don't know.
Because they have Aussie fries at the Outback.
That you're gonna have to apologize.
They do though. That's not They wouldn't put a bad word on the.
I just don't know if the Outback is something that would justify an entire nation.
That's fine, but they're not going to put something derogatory. Yeah, I'm not saying it's the. I base all my diplomacy.
But that would be like somebody saying that whatever happens at Olive Garden represents the Italians. We'd be very upset.
Yeah, but they're not going to put Italian slur fries or pasta dish.
Well, listen, Australians. Australian 60 Minutes is doing better than Olive Garden 60 Minutes. So take some solace in that, okay? Yeah, they got the scoop on it. They're doing stories that are 60. They're doing our stories better than American 60 Minutes, is what I'm saying.
Is it all internet stuff?
Well,
is it on their show TV?
Yeah, no, on their TV. Yeah, they got it on the TV over there.
Good for them.
So Gabby's mom, Nicole, she said that prior to Gabby going off with Brian, that she had some concerns about her safety. At the time, she thought that, prior to their trip, she had some concerns. At the time that they left, she said she felt safe because she was with Brian and felt like she would be okay. She thought that he would take care of her.
Oh, so she wasn't concerned about Brian being unsafe toward Gabby. She was just worried about her safety in general, like being on the road?
Well, no, I think she was concerned with the two of them prior. I guess she thought maybe that they were in like a little bit of a better space when they left than they had been prior to that.
Right.
But she believes, and pretty much, because with Gabby's parents, their mom and dad are split up, so she's got 4 parents, basically. And she is saying, Gabby's mom is saying that she suspects that Brian Laundrie's parents knows exactly what happened to her daughter and that silence speaks volumes. She says, quote, "I believe they know probably, if not everything, they know most of the information. I would love to face-to-face ask, why are you doing this?" Which is something that we've kind of brought up from time to time, but it really is true. When you think about it, like, if he showed up September 1st without her,
he'd have to answer a lot of questions, I'm sure.
Yeah, the idea, like, if this happened to you, you think your mom would let it go? I just don't think so.
No.
She'd
be like, where's your wife? What's going on?
My parents have ridiculed me for far less. The odometer was a little off. They were all over my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Jump down your throat. Yep.
I couldn't just show up less one human being, and it just kind of, So, I really think that the parents have some idea and are gonna have to.
Yeah, because if you play it out the other way, let's say he comes home And the only other way it would be that if he came home and said something bad happened, I can't tell you what it is, I gotta go, and they said, and then just went, yep, no problem. I mean, you'd think they would not stop until they got an answer out of him. I'll help you, but you got to tell me what's going on, etc. I can't imagine they would go, all right, goodbye, without knowing why.
Yeah, you said the parent line right there. I can help you. Tell me what's going on. Like that's always, you need all that information before you can kind of get going. But I bring it up, and it's one of the things to start our show because, I mean, they're going to see each other at some point, don't you think? Like Gabby's parents are going to be in a room
with Brian's parents.
I would guess, whether it's at the trial or at.
Well, unless it doesn't come to that. We don't know Brian's condition right now. If, let's say, he's not alive, there's no trial, unless they bring charges against the parents, which I don't know, aiding and abetting or whatnot. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm sure the chances are more likely that they will come face to face with them at some point, but probably not without a ton of other people around.
Yeah, I mean, even still, I mean, just these poor people, what they've had to go through.
No, it's, it's terrible what happened. And I mean, they have some form of closure, but that's no consolation for what they've gone through. No, it's terrible. And to have this resolved would be, again, it doesn't come close to resolving anything in their minds, but it's questions they need answered, should be answered.
Yeah, 100%. There's an article that was that I was reading earlier that was like, what happens if they don't find Brian in the next couple of weeks, and according to people, they're just going to keep searching. So, somebody in the comments a couple of weeks ago even said, like, when does this become a cold case? And my guess was like a year. I mean,
I don't know if there's an official time limit.
Yeah.
They go, oh, well, if you haven't found them in this exact amount of days, then it's a cold case. I think it's just when they have no more leads, and it's just I think it's up to this. Again, I'm basing this on like TV and movies and stuff. I think it's just up to the cops going, all right, we have to call off the search. We can't use our manpower for this anymore, that kind of thing, and it just gets put on the back burner. I mean.
Here's the next step. So Paul Bailey, a retired lieutenant in the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office, was asked, like, "Hey, what's the police procedures here as you move forward?" And he says that when you're searching 25,000 acres, even if you're doing a thorough search, that could take months. So there's one part of it. Then he says the next step is if they don't find anything with those initial searches, they may conduct a grid search. Which although those require a lot of resources, including a large number of personnel walking closely together to thoroughly search an area, that's what happens when you don't have any other clues to go on. So I guess when they have like nothing else, they just kind of like arm to arm,
just walk.
Just walk.
I mean, if you're looking for him and he's not alive, probably. I mean, if he's alive, a grid search might be. I feel like you're doing a grid search if you're looking for someone who's not moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if you're hand in hand and you're just walking, that seems like needle in a haystack, and you're trying to find that needle. I mean,
but he's saying that's when you have nothing else to go on. You just literally, which makes a lot of sense.
That's a lot of space to cover.
This guy believes that if Laundrie was in the reserves, that authorities would have found him for now, or would have found clues from him.
Yeah, I mean, the dogs alone. I mean, how far in could he have gone, number one? Number two, even if he did go in, I mean, you think the dogs would have picked up something. He has to go to the bathroom, I'm sure, every now and then. You'd think the dogs would have hunted him, would have tracked him down, or at least found a clue. They have nothing.
Yeah, like if he's cooking, he's not leaving anything behind. If he's just surviving on power bars, there's no wrappers anywhere. Like,
Rappers, he's got to go to the bathroom. There's not a, you think they'd find his urine or whatever, his feces
yeah.
behind somewhere. I mean, you could bury it, but the dogs will find it if they, if they get his scent.
Hmm.
But who knows?
But they're saying they're saying they should have found something by now. But a lot of the consensus coming in from the authorities is that you're still like it's although it seems like a long time to us, it's not really a long time to be like they still it's 25,000 acres.
It's a lot of space. I mean, if they had something to go on, I mean, I wonder what do they know more than us? Probably.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Um, but how do they know where to look and what resources he has? And it's can't. Again, they found nothing. It's just it's not like you're hunting Rambo. You're hunting a 22-year-old kid.
Right.
How could he be this dug in? Uh, I
Right.
don't know.
Psychologically, you think that's got to be kind of getting to him a little bit. To answer the cold case question, by the way, Cheryl McCollum, director of the non for profit Cold Case Investigative Research Institute, says that for this, it's a department by department definition about whether or not it becomes a cold case. But across the board, she says, quote, typically people will accept 3 to 5 years with absolutely no new leads, no new evidence, no new nothing until it gets cold. And that is so far from where we are currently. So there
Okay,
you go.
3 to 5 years, give or take, and it's only been what, 2 months? Less
He
than that.
September 13th. It's so he
Oh,
went
a
missing.
month, a little over
He
a
went
month.
missing September 13th. Yeah, a month since he's been missing.
All
So
right.
yeah, so I guess we still got some more time. But again, and this is not a critique of people or the person who asked me. It's just our natural state right now. I feel like because of the 24-hour news cycle and Twitter and everything else, we need instant gratification.
Yeah, I think it's partly that, but I also think with this particular case, it's more how could they not have found it's one kid on his own? How could they not have gotten something or have at least a general, it's just hard to believe that he's been able to disappear for a month. Whenever you see movies, TV shows, or anything like that, I get if it's like a trained guy or, if it's someone who knows how to disappear. This is a 22-year-old. Yeah, he might have some camping skills and, he could make his way through the wilderness a little bit. But for thousands of people to be looking for this guy and come across nothing, it's just hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I've said this a bunch of times too. I would have given up by now. I don't know if, like again, zombie apocalypse or not. I just don't know if I have the survival
I
instincts
don't know
for
what's
this.
wrong with you. Everybody has a survival instinct. It kicks in when you need it to. And I feel like zombie apocalypse, you're not going to just walk out there. That goes against every instinct in your body.
I don't know. Right now, the only thing just keeping me like the only thing I think that would keep me going then is the kids. But I feel like even for that, I don't I'm not entirely sure.
Here it is.
Brian Laundrie lookalike ambushed.
All right. So this this guy, it's a little bit on him. I'm sorry.
That was gonna be my take. I felt the same way. Like
Don't
I
look. I know you look like him. That's not your fault. But you're hiking in the place they're looking, and you look like him. Come on, dude.
That shit is on you. I agree 100%. I don't care how much you like hiking. Sometimes the world's not fair. And right now, it's not fair for semi balding men with a beard that are white, that look like Brian Laundry. It's just, you got to take it right now. That's
I
all there is to it.
you're all right. So you're this guy. I don't know his name. Um, you're him, and you're like, all right. I think I'm gonna go camping. Okay. Well, does nobody tell him? Listen, you kind of resemble this guy, and they're looking for him while he's camping out. You're going in the general area that they're looking. You're gonna get into some kind of trouble. Maybe put off the camping trip for a little bit.
Right,
I,
exactly. No hiking, no camping.
I
This
mean,
is Severin Beckwith, by the way.
damn
Great
it,
name.
Severin.
Great name. Beckwith.
Severin.
That's a great last name, too.
Yeah, but Severin,
Yeah.
never heard that name.
U.S. Marshals were on the hunt for Brian Laundrie. They pulled their guns on this guy during a nap on the Appalachian Trail. He was with his girlfriend, Anna Bretman. They were catching a few winks at a lodge at Fontana Village Resort. After lunch, they heard a knock on their door. Beckwith told the New York Post, "Next thing I see is a bunch of guys with riot shields with U.S. Marshals written on them, handguns pointed at my face." The
Yeah.
stunned hiker was promptly handcuffed as one of the feds helped Bretman get dressed. Beckwith, who resembles Laundrie, was on the Appalachian Trail where tipsters have been reportedly spotting the 23-year-old. I feel like, I honestly feel like this guy should pay some sort of a fine or something. Like, you can't just be this naive.
No, you got to know that this is the biggest story, right? One of the biggest stories in the country.
Yeah.
Right now, and apparently the world, since Australia is all over it too. You've got to know that you resemble this guy.
I'm not a socialist, okay? I'm not one of these. I feel like somebody in the comments is going to call me a Nazi for this.
What?
But if I'm this guy, I feel like you should preemptively put in a call to the FBI or the U.S. Marshals and say, "Hey, listen, here's my picture. I am going to the. I have.
What
a
does
trip.
that have to do with Nazis and socialism? That's
Because
just
it's
covering
like
your ass.
It's like you're registering and getting your papers. It's kind of like
no, it's not. It is not. There's a criminal out there who looks just like me. I'm going to be in the area. Yeah. Please don't shoot me. That's all that is. That's nothing
I think
to do
it's
with
considerate.
Nazis.
I just feel like somebody in the comments could be like, "Nazi, what do we all have to register? Have walk around with our papers?" I feel like that would be coming.
Well, they don't know what they're talking about. This is not. I think it's a courtesy call. Hey guys, don't call 911. It's not an emergency. No. You call the precinct.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I kind of resemble this guy they're looking for, and I wanted to go camping in the Appalachian Trail, which is where they're looking. Please, this is where I'm going to be. I could show you everything. Here's my identification. He's 100%. Not here. That's 100%. Fine. I think there's nothing wrong with that call.
I am not Brian Laundrie, and I'm going to the place where they're hunting his ass down. Like, for instance, like when Janine goes to a restaurant in Los Angeles, she calls and tells him, "I'm not that girl from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Don't send the paparazzi my way."
So, but she should say, "I am that girl." She gets
I told
better
you last
treatment.
week. I know. I told you even as close as last week, someone said, "You know who you look like?" I think I told you guys, yeah. So, I mean,
Caitlin Olsen. If you get mistaken for at a restaurant, they probably will treat you, VIP style.
I told you once someone came up to me in Bob's, not Sneaker Corner, but only locals will get that. Bob's, the furniture store, and
somebody in Ozone Park right now is hysterical, Janine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got one guy. Holy shit, Bob's.
That one slow clap.
Bob's the furniture store?
They were like, "Excuse me, are you?" Me and my associate have been looking at you. Are you the girl from? I said, "If I was her, do you think I'd be shopping here?"
Oh.
And I said, "I don't mean that in a bad way, but wouldn't I be wasting my money on extravagant furnishings? I don't know."
There we go. We're not going to get a Bob's read anytime soon.
No, definitely not. Sorry.
Thanks a lot. Although, you know what? Like, one of my favorite stories of all time is Shaq when he got traded to, I forget where, went to Walmart and spent $70,000.
Shut up.
On stuff at Walmart because he's like, "I need TVs, I need, DVD players, I need towels, I need curtains."
To be fair, where's he going to get that stuff? You get TV, you get TVs at Walmart. You get TVs at wherever.
Well, that's what he said. He arrived late at night, and it was funny because his credit card, the reason why this became a story is because his credit card got denied.
Well,
and they called him up and they were like, "Mr. O'Neill, I'm so sorry, but it appears your credit card was stolen. Somebody's trying to spend $70,000 at Walmart." He's like, "Yeah, me." He's like, "I'm trying to spend it." Because they were like, "Nobody would spend this much money at Walmart. This is crazy."
Yeah, I'm at Walmart. I got to buy TVs.
So it's possible Caitlin Olsen is shopping at Bob's, I guess, to a degree.
Why not?
Here's the thing, Janine. You better hope that Caitlin Olsen never, ever comes back from a camping trip without her significant other, or you're fucked.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah. They're going to arrest your
I
ass.
mean,
Thank God my guy's already in jail.
That's
Thank
true.
God.
That's true, Frank.
Guy that looks like me that killed his parents.
Yeah,
he's away already.
This Severin Beckwith walking around there is like you walking around the prison where that guy's being held on the day there was a prison break.
See, the biggest mistake I could do is go and visit him, and then he kind of knocks me out, and we switch
Takes over your
places.
life.
He does an Ernest goes to jail
I was
situation.
gonna say, isn't that the fucking thing from Ernest
And
Goes
like,
to Jail?
he comes back as you, and your family is like, "Oh, Frank, you gained some weight. Nah, it's all right. It's okay."
And your hair is 3 feet longer.
Yeah.
How
it's
long?
Okay.
How long, if ever, do you think it would take your wife to realize that that's not you?
I don't know, man. This guy, I haven't studied his mannerisms, but I think she'd see me coming up the driveway and probably lock the door.
Oh my God.
Or him
All right,
coming up
anywho.
the driveway.
This guy got away. That he's okay now, but that could have been bad. I mean, could you imagine getting guns pulled on you? You're fucking taking a nap. You just had a
Hello?
big fat lunch.
You know what this reminds me of? You just had a big fat lunch. This
Hopefully
reminds me
a nooner.
of.
I mean, it wasn't in the article,
Right.
but I'm a little nooner before the lunch and take a nap. Is there anything better in life than that?
Nothing.
Go ahead, Janine. God, I'm sorry I cut you off.
This reminds me of the time where I called the cops on my mother. When I was in high school. Do you remember this? I told the story, right?
Not that I'm aware of, but
Um,
yet another layer peeled back.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Explains
Tell
a
us
lot.
about the time you called the cops on your mother.
Ugh. Ugh. So at one point in high school, I didn't have to go into work until later on. I didn't work school until later on. I didn't have to go in at 7:00. I think I had to be in it at 10:00. It started. And my mom also worked in a school and she had to also start later. So she's like, "Okay, I'm going to leave." And I was like, "Okay, fine." I was blow drying my hair. And all of a sudden I hear like, maybe 5 minutes later, I hear banging and glasses in the kitchen and just like storming. And I'm like, "Oh my God, there is someone in the house. There is someone in the fucking house."
Oh, all right. So you didn't know it was your mom.
No.
Okay.
So I was like, "What do I have in my room?" I have scissors, a pair of fabric scissors. I got them and they're sharp anyway, so they're good. And I like slowly went into my mother's room, went against the door, called 911. "There's someone in my house." They're like, "Okay, well, you're like, where do you live? Where are you? What room are you located in?" I'm like, "I'm in my mother's room. What? There is someone in the house." Well, she's like,
Barricade
"Okay,
yourself in.
she's like, stay as calm as you can. Stay in that room. Like, we're gonna have people there as soon as we can." Okay, fine. 2 minutes later, I fucking hear the vacuum go on.
It's a courteous criminal.
And I'm
That's
like,
even worse. It's better if they just show up, Now the
And I'm
vacuum
like-
is on there. You're like, oh shit, this is.
I remember I got so pissed off. I flung open her door and I was like, "Phyllis, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you? I thought you were leaving." She goes, "I was leaving to go to the store, not work." And I was like, "Well, I called the cops." And she was like, "What do you mean you called the cops?" And I'm like, "Well, why do you have to sound like you're robbing the place when you're inside?" And then we got into a fight. And then, no joke,
Good thing the
within
cops
two-
are already on their way.
Yeah, did you call the cops back and say, "Hey, call it off"?
well, we had our fight, and then 3 or 4 cop cars came down the block, surrounded the house, and I was like, I come outside, I was like, "Listen, I'm really sorry, but like that was just my mom."
Ugh.
And they were like, the first thing they wanted to know was, "Well, why aren't you in school yet?" I was like, "I start at 10:00. And they were like, "Okay, well, you know what? You did do the right thing."
Right.
And I was like,
All right.
"Thanks. It's from all the scary movies I watched. Thank you."
All right. Yeah,
They
you know
probably
what?
get that all the time.
Not to mention the fact that they're probably like, "Yes, we're going into action." Because I don't think, maybe I don't know if your neighborhood is very action packed for cops, but I feel like on Long Island, every now and then when the cops get called into action, they do a little bit of a
No.
Well,
send the whole squad down.
oh,
well,
that, yeah.
this was in Queens, but
Yeah.
I have been on a
Oh.
ride along on Long Island. And it is probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And not much happened either.
I feel like we talked about this already because I remember I told the story about the time that I almost did that.
Yes.
I came out of the shower and I thought my wife was in the bed still at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I hear a noise downstairs.
Yes.
And I screamed at the top of my lungs.
Yeah. See?
And she's like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh." Like I was screaming. I screamed at the top of my lungs like I'm going to call the cops or something. And I'm like running down the stairs to like charge this person. And
did you have any weapon?
No.
Come on, see, that's the first thing you do is look for a weapon, which is me. Fabric scissors.
Do you know what it's like when you just have like blind rage? Like
yes.
You're just like on adrenaline so hard that you're like, I'm just gonna run through this person.
Yes.
Like, whatever, you know. That's what I felt like. I was like, I'm gonna run through this person, and it's my wife cleaning the. I'm like, why are you doing dishes at 5:30 in the morning? It's like I was up, I couldn't, and it was like I was making you a sandwich. It was something so sweet, and I'm like, what is wrong with you?
You were like, I was gonna kill you.
Who does dishes and makes sandwiches for their significant other this early? Yeah. So, but that's that. I mean,
so there you go, mistaken identity. Once that's my
It
point
happens.
was.
yeah.
You know.
But that feeling when that vacuum cleaner went on, that must have been like, son of a bitch.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like you feel stupid instantly, but at the same time, there is also like relief that just rushes.
Oh yeah, you don't want to have to deal with some nut job in your house.
Yeah, sure. Unless he was homeless.
100%.
Unless he was homeless.
100%.
Or like a hot, a hot thief.
There you go.
So if he's hot, he gets a pass.
Kind of.
Somebody's breaking into my house. Oh, wait a second. Oh, he's kind of attractive. All right, never mind. Now I'll handle
Never
it.
mind.
I have it.
Never
I'll
mind.
call you back. Let you know how this goes.
Hold on. This is my wildest fantasy come true. Never mind. Get this happened.
But like maybe park up the block.
Just in case. Just in case.
Can you send a patrol car to wait outside and I'll scream real well. Let me give you a safe word.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, life.
Oh, shit. All right, here's the thing. Adrenaline in that situation is going to help you, and caffeine also as well. And there's no better way to get caffeinated than with Jumpstart Coffee Company.
Boom.
Most unbelievable coffee company. My uncles, who I love dearly, you know this. They gave me the prototypical question. I got this from my uncle. He goes, "Is the coffee really that good?" Like, yes, it's really. I don't know why people think that we make shit up. Like, it's not hard. Don't endorse anything until it's until it's really fucking good, and then it's just easy to tell everybody how great it is. And
right, we tried it. It's good.
Yeah.
We endorse it.
Right.
We're not a traveling carnival. Like, we've been here for a year, and we're going to be here for a long time. So if we're pushing shit, we're not going to. It's not going to last.
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't say it was good coffee until I tried it.
Right.
I waited until I got the package. I tried it and I said it's good.
That's what she said.
It passes the test. Right. Got the package.
So there's the word on it, whether it tastes good, and we know they're a great company because they support a great cause, which is the Navy
SEALs Foundation.
Navy SEAL Foundation. Thank you, Frank. I don't know why I brain farted on that. 50% of their profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundation, which is just extraordinary. Try all their amazing different blends. You can get it ground up and sent to you, or you can do the whole beans if you like grinding it up yourself to make it nice and fresh. They've got the dark roast, the medium roast, which Frank was just holding up.
That one right here.
There it is right there. And, of course, the decaf blend, the espresso blend, and the light roast.
Ooh.
My wife, who is prior to Jumpstart Coffee Company, was a hardcore dark roast at Starbucks, black, nothing in it, loves the bitterness. She's openly admitting now that the medium roast is her favorite.
Ooh.
She loves it, which you'd think it would be the espresso roast or the dark roast. She likes them, but she loves the caramel flavor, the candy bar undertones, the buttery body, the smoothness of it all. That little kiss of raisin in there that you don't even really notice unless you're really looking for. but it just gives you a nice flavor. And right now you can save 15% on your Jumpstart Coffee Company order by clicking the link in the description below and putting in the promo code AOA15. That's AOA15 at checkout. You can also click the banner on the homepage of AnthonyOnAir.com.
Indeed.
Oh,
Do it.
Do it.
It's
do
worth
it
it.
now.
Good coffee, good cause.
so good.
The best coffee. Ghislaine Maxwell's brother. This is not a big topic, but Ghislaine Maxwell's brother is back in the news. He's talking. He was talking to the Telegraph, and he says he's basically sticking with my sister's innocent, and then kind of went with my family. This is a family that sticks together. He says, we've been down this road before. People tried to knock us down. People are trying to knock Elaine down, but we always get back up. He was referring to, obviously, that his father died under tragic circumstances, and everybody was speculating about their family back then. So he's kind of like, there's nothing new about this. But when I read his comments, I couldn't help but thinking about Succession. Do you guys watch Succession on HBO?
No.
It's similar to Billions. I hear people talk about Billions a lot, too.
Okay. You don't watch, have you ever seen Billions or no?
I've never seen Billions.
No.
You like Billions, though, right? I got to get into it. People are saying those are like the two shows. It's
Yeah,
like
I never got into Succession either.
And Succession is so good. It just came back on Sunday night, and the new episode is amazing. It's like you don't have that feeling of The Sopranos anymore, because now everything that comes out, you binge 13 episodes in a row. You don't really have these once a week. There's not a lot of once a week shows left anymore.
There isn't.
And the ones that are once a week, you're like, come on.
You do feel that a little bit, but now I kind of have that feeling again of like, damn, I'm looking forward to Sunday night again when I can, it helps.
Otherwise, Sunday night can suck it.
I was gonna say, it helps you get over that Monday feeling of like, oh God, Monday. At least you get that Sunday night show, and you're like, oh, I got this. This is good,
Right.
But it's all about this family, and they're this huge family, and the writing is so good. Like, I know it's a TV show, but the parallels of like these rich and powerful families and like the shitty stuff that they do, and this feeling of like, not like, oh, I feel guilty about what I've done, but like, okay, how do we get ourselves out of this? Is like, it's so like,
it's just rich people trying to get away with shit.
Yeah, it's so
I
shitty.
love that.
I like to watch it, but when it's real life, like this fucking asshole, you're like, oh, this guy's, an asshole. But yeah, it just reminded me of that, like this idea of like, there's not really a lot of remorse. They kind of just kick into this survival instinct, and how do we navigate ourselves out of these waters?
Right. And I get that her brother wants her to be innocent. I understand. Oh, my sister's innocent, but just saying it doesn't make it so. I mean, you have to have. Does he have any proof? Does he have anything to bring to the table? She's innocent because blah blah blah. Or
Yeah, he did.
all-
This is the one real update that I have to mention in this. He's perplexed by why authorities have spurned potential testimony from Virginia Giuffre, who is a big force in all this. She's got the lawsuit going right now with Prince Andrew. But he said it's an extraordinary situation. Neither the UK police nor, it would seem, the U.S. authorities are using the allegations of Virginia Giuffre. Now, I think he might be speaking a little prematurely with the U.S. thing. But as we talked about, the UK police, they were like, yeah, we're not going to look into this anymore.
Yeah, which is, it's a royal family, so they're not going to even touch them.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's a case in the States. They could. No?
Right.
Yeah, I think she's going to wind up, unless there's something with the civil suits or the previous agreements that they were talking about, unless that kind of comes up in the whole thing.
Hey, we're just about a month away, right? A month and like a week away from the start of the trial.
Yeah.
If it actually starts, right?
If we actually
We'll
get
see.
there.
Yeah, the scheduled start anyway.
That's right. President Biden has a mask blunder. Uh-oh.
What happened now?
Let's see.
There's Big Joe leaving Fiola Mare.
Okay.
And he wasn't wearing a mask. And Jen Psaki said that the fact that Biden wasn't wearing a mask at the restaurant was just moments in time that don't reflect overarching policies.
Wait.
She defended him at a press conference today. after he was accused of being the latest high-profile Democrat to flout mask mandates despite advocating others to comply with them. DC requires restaurant customers to wear masks if they aren't actively eating or drinking. Biden was photographed walking through DC's Fiola Mar restaurant Saturday night without a mask. He later left the business with an also unmasked First Lady Jill Biden.
Ooh.
Psaki said, I think what you are referring to is the photo of them walking out of the restaurant after they had eaten, mask in hand. They had not yet put them back on. I would say, of course, there are moments when we all don't put our masks back on as quickly as we should.
That's true.
This is news.
Frank, resignation? It's over now?
Oh, yeah, he's going to resign. This is it. This is the big scandal that'll bury him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has it in his hand. He forgot to put it on. That's the story. I mean, is it an excuse? I don't know, but that's what it is. He walked out. He's got it in his hand. He forgot. People forget to put shit on.
This is like so stupid because you have to put it on to walk through the restaurant, yet you take it off as soon as you sit down. It doesn't make sense. It's just dumb to me. That's just dumb. It's been a rule, in some place, when it was a rule here, it just doesn't make sense. Like,
it helps when you're walking around through the restaurant and you're passing a bunch of tables. It's just every little bit helps. Of course, you're not going to wear it while you're eating. So, if you're sitting there at your table, you're not getting up and walking through crowds. But if you get up and walk to the bathroom, if you get up and walking through the tables, you're supposed to put it on so you don't pass. What if you pass the table and you cough on them? It's just something that you got to do. It just helps a little bit. Yeah, it might not be 100%. Listen, nothing's 100%. It's better than not wearing it. Is the point, I think.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, then why didn't he put it on, Frank?
Because he forgot. What do you want? He has it in his hand. I don't know.
Wait, it was Biden who put it in. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even remember that you have to put a mask. He doesn't even know you have to. He doesn't even know what COVID is yet. Still.
Oh, but jump down my throat when I bash Trump.
But I remember Trump leaving the hospital wearing a mask all the way to the White House. That's all I'm going to
say. Say again? What was that?
Trump wore a mask from the White House, from the hospital all the way to the White House. He didn't take it off till he got to his room. Just saying.
I don't know what that means. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying he never forgot to wear his masks. That's all.
He didn't wear a mask the first 6 months COVID was a thing.
I don't know.
Yeah. And he's got like 2 pictures of himself wearing a mask.
They were good pictures, though. He looked great.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I think that you got to
slow news day.
Well, not even that, but you got to kind of be on top of it. It ain't a good look if you're the guy and you're like, I mean, he's got how many friggin' people around him that could just be like, hey,
That's true. Someone should have told him.
There.
All the Secret Service have masks on. They should have said, hey, Mr. President. Some guy, someone that's like a image consultant that could be like, hey, mask it up, pal.
Well, first of all, if this guy has an image consultant, he should resign because I'm not paying for that.
You should pay for that.
Not paying for image consultants. That's crazy.
Like we need image consultants.
Dennis Prager. Let's talk about this guy. He is a conservative talk radio host. Frank, these are my favorite people nowadays.
Here we go. What did he do now?
We just lost 4 of them to, not believing in COVID. Dennis Prager has announced that he has COVID after hugging thousands to get it.
That's great. What?
Yes.
He did it on purpose?
The right-wing personality and talk radio host who once said that COVID was nothing to worry about, has now contracted COVID. He, in fact, said getting COVID was his plan all along. He announced on his show today, Monday, which streams daily on YouTube. I'll have to check that out. He told his listeners from his home where he is quarantining, quote, "It is definitely preferable to have natural immunity than vaccine immunity, and that is what I have hoped for the entire time. Hence, I have engaged with strangers, constantly hugging them, taking photos with them, knowing that I was making myself very susceptible to getting COVID. It is what I wanted in the hope I would achieve natural immunity and be taken care of by therapeutics. That is exactly what has happened.
What a giant piece of shit. And here's why.
Why?
Because while he's hugging all these people, who knows what number in that line of thousands gave him COVID, and then how he passed it along to everybody else he hugged. So if number 900 gave him COVID that he's hugging, he now hugged another 100 or so people. I don't know how many thousands of people he hugged, but he hugged a bunch of people having contracted COVID, and God knows who he spread it to. So way to go, asshole.
Unless those people didn't care either.
Well, still an asshole.
Yeah, if they know what's possible, then that's on them.
Frank, I feel like you may have just accidentally invented a new shirt. Way to go, asshole. I think I'd like to see that on the show, on the shirt.
Is anybody going to wear the shirt with the word asshole on it?
I don't know. I think so.
All right. Way to go, a-hole.
I was praising Joe Rogan last episode, maybe, for having Sanjay Gupta on, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a great discussion on COVID, on vaccines, on masks. I feel like they had this like great open dialogue conversation. You know, we talked about the fact that Rogan called CNN out for calling the eye thing horse dewormer when it was a medication for people. And all this stuff. And Sanjay kind of was like, yeah, I don't know why they did that. So he was really honest about CNN. He wasn't just like towing the company line, which I thought was great. But I thought the whole thing was fantastic. The one issue I had with Joe was that he said like, oh, I natural immunity, which by the way is true. If you have natural immunity, it is better than a vaccine. But the problem with that is, and I was upset at Sanjay for this, because if I was in the room, I would have, this was like the immediate point to make. Not everybody is Joe Rogan, and not everybody is this guy. So to Frank's point, okay, what Frank just said, but I also feel like you could be that person who thinks that everything is fine. Like, I don't have any immune issues at all, when you do have an underlying issue that maybe you're not all that aware of. You catch this, like this idea of I'm going to purposely catch this thing to build up natural immunity on paper sounds great. But I don't know if it's the thing that should be spread around to people that go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go out and get this. And next thing you know, you got people that have some sort of a heart defect or
it's going to lead to more people contracting it and dying. So
yeah. So this idea of like, yes, it's better, but it's that kind of thing where it's like, if you're unfortunate enough to catch it, okay, that's the hand that you play. But if you're not being dealt those cards,
it's not worth taking the risk.
I don't think it is. Do you?
No,
I know you don't. Jay Sams, do you think it's worth the risk?
I mean, just to see if you'll get natural immunity to it.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't they already kind of do that in other countries? Like,
well, not intentionally go out.
Well,
try and get it.
Sorta. Well,
I mean, if they did, I missed it. I don't know.
It's hard to say because that's where like science and research comes through.
Go ahead.
It's hard to say because without actually doing that, you don't really know the actual effects of it.
Well, you could know the effects from the millions who've contracted it. You don't have to get it yourself to know.
No, but I mean, like, there's people like who say, like, I wonder if I get it, will I have it bad? Will it affect me at all? Will I even get any symptoms at all? So I bet there's a lot of people out there who do feel like this. Like, maybe I should just get it just to, like, one, get it over with, and two, to see if I have natural immunity to it.
Yeah, but this isn't the chicken pox.
I just think that that's a hell of a risk. Like, like if there was a way that you could go to your doctor and be like, you'll be fine if you get this, then I understand. But just this idea of like, oh, I think I'm perfectly healthy, and then you're not, or there's some weird. That's how I think, and I know. I mean, you guys can criticize me all you want. I feel like
No,
Jimmy,
you're right.
You're being a baby, but I feel like what if I do have that thing? I don't know. Like I don't know what the fuck
And
I
then what?
have.
You're gonna quarantine in your house with your wife and kids, and then they can't work, and then everybody's out of work, and then someone else
Yeah,
is
I mean
sick.
it's a weird thing, but
It's
here's the thing. Like,
stupid. It's
and the other
stupid.
thing is, I think I'd be okay, but I feel weird being one of these guys that are like, this is what I'm doing. The idea, and again, I feel like I've talked about this a lot before. I feel a responsibility having done this for 15 years. There's a responsibility there. Like, again, I wouldn't suggest a shitty coffee company. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't suggest a shitty soap company or bed sheets or any of the stuff that I've endorsed. Similarly, I wouldn't tell people something that could potentially harm them. And this idea of like, I did it and like somebody's going to go out and do this and fucking die.
Exactly.
You know?
It's
Well,
a stupid risk.
That's kind of like imminent that's going to happen. But I do believe that there's people out there who purposely got it. I
Yeah,
do.
like this guy.
Right,
It's
right.
weird.
But I mean, like normal everyday day people.
Well, it's dumb to throw yourself into that mix. I mean, yeah, you want to be
Oh, no.
hurt. It is dumb because it's a deadly disease. It's a virus. And not only are you infecting yourself, but God knows who you're giving it to. It's airborne and you don't know who you're spreading it to. You don't know when you contracted it. You don't know how long you've had it. You don't know if you went to the store and gave it to
Yeah,
God knows who else.
It's
But the
a
thing
3 to
is-
5 day thing. You don't know where. In
The
that 3
thing
to 5
is,
days.
there's a lot of people out there who have no symptoms and have had it and given it to other people in the same effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, yeah. But if you
So-
knowingly are trying to get it, then
Right.
that's the stupid part. That's you being irresponsible and stupid. Yes, it is. I'm not apologizing for that. And it's.
I mean,
you're-
I don't-
you're
I don't
stupid
think
if you do
it's-
that.
Do you want to apologize for the Australian comment from earlier
What Australian comment?
when you slammed their people?
Frank is
What did I
basically
try?
trying to say that I'm stupid if I ever tried to do this. Say it.
Did you try?
If you
and
try to
no,
do
you
that, you're
never
stupid.
tried to do
Say
this.
it.
If you try to do that, you're stupid.
See, I know he.
I don't think you're stupid, but if you tried to do that, then you're stupid. Did you try to do that?
No, I don't know. I don't know anyone who had COVID.
That doesn't matter. Neither does this guy. This guy just went into crowds of people.
Well, okay. So it's a little different. That's a little different. I'm saying if there's someone who,
So if you knew someone who had COVID, you just go visit them till you can contract it.
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say I would actually do that either.
That's what
But
I'm saying. If
I'm
you
saying
would,
that there's people out there who will do this. Couple of reasons. One is just to get it over with and just get it, and just like it's like
doesn't mean you can't get it again.
right. Even
Well,
if you get the vaccine, you could still get it again,
That's
or
what's
still
so,
get it.
Yeah, that's what's so weird. Like, we'll get to Colin. I keep wanting to say Colin Campbell, who's a hockey coach. Colin Powell, fully vaccinated, died from
Yeah.
complications of COVID.
Had
Which is-
cancer. Was fighting cancer too. So.
Of course, underlying condition, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, it was COVID. Supposedly, this is what the family is saying.
I mean, do you
that-
believe that too? It's like,
Oh, you can't believe anything. So
well,
why are we
I
even
want
talking?
to. I want to
Can't
stick
believe
to
anything.
I want to stick to the point that Janine was just making, which is that you don't really like. There's people that are going to do it, but it's. Forget it. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going
Wow.
somewhere with this. I just fucking
The
lost
Okay, I
it.
was
train went
gonna
right off
say-
the rails. Go ahead.
there's some people who are not like this guy to be like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to show you that I'm going to be okay. There's people out there who are willing to get it to be research, meaning like they'll get it just to be researched upon it. Like, okay, like,
If it's
like,
for science and medical purposes and they're purposely contracting it for research, then that's one thing. I get that. That's
then there's
the
other
guinea
people,
pig.
right?
The-
And
the
that there's
guinea
other
pigs.
people who want to get it just to get it over with because they think that it's inevitable that they're going to get it anyway, so they might as well just get it now.
Yeah, but getting it over with doesn't make sense because you could get it again. I mean, you get COVID.
That was it. That was what I was going to say. Thank you. What I was going to say is it's crazy that you can get it again. And when does that really, like, when does that occur? Like, at what point does that natural immunity run out. Like right now, they're studying how long the vaccines last and the boosters and when that should come. And that's why, for the most part, they said we don't need boosters unless you're over 65, you're immune compromised. They've only approved those sort of those boosters for those particular situations and scenarios. So this idea of like, I'll just go out and get it feels a little risky because we know you can get it again.
Well, we don't. All right. So I did a research. I did a quick Google search. They don't.
Did you do your research?
I did a quick Google search. So I'm not saying it's in-depth research. Quick Google search. They don't know if you get it once, can you get it again? They don't.
Yes,
know
you can.
definitively.
You can get it.
You
again.
you can definitely.
Well,
Because I know
all right.
someone
So it was
who
a quick
did.
Google search. Okay. So then you know. Great.
You can,
So then we
but the
know.
thing is, like, you can get it again, but you can also get it again and also have no symptoms again. So it's
or
like,
you can get it again. It could be terrible.
I mean, it's like the flu. It is like the flu. You can always get the
But
flu
it's worse than the flu, though. It's more deadly than
in
the flu.
some people.
Well, going back to the
Generally
Rogan,
speaking.
going back to the Rogan and Gupta conversation, I found it interesting that Gupta brought up the fact that this is a respiratory illness, but the fact that people are having long-term symptoms like losing taste or smell or whatever is more of a blood type of disease.
Right.
And he was saying that they should change this. It shouldn't be considered a respiratory thing, even though it's transmitted primarily that way. That it's a sort of a blood disease. And the thing I think everybody needs to keep in mind, again, we have these nice open conversations and everybody has their viewpoint, but we really still don't know. We still just don't know. We're only a year and a half, 2 years really into this. There's not enough.
Isn't that a
information out
catch-22?
there.
Isn't that a weird thing that there are some people out there who are willing to get this disease without knowing the long-term effects, but not willing to get a medically approved vaccine without knowing its long-term effects?
I feel like
Yeah.
he's talking right to me.
He's not.
I'm talking. No,
he's
you're not
not.
willing to get the disease. No,
It is.
No, I'm not.
It is. You're right. It like again. and
They'd
it
rather
goes-
get COVID than take a vaccine approved by
Because they don't know the long-term effects of that either.
Well, but
That's
they'd
what they're
rather get
thinking.
COVID, something that's a virus that could kill you, rather than a what's it called? Fucking
He
me,
lets us train to talk
the
to
shot, the fucking
the shot.
the vaccine, rather than get a medically science approved, FDA approved vaccine. They'd rather get a deadly disease than take a vaccine.
Because I think that also it's not 100% too. So that's why people are like, it'd be a different story if it was 100%.
Can I just say something though? Can I just say something that this isn't new? I mean, if you go
Yeah,
back,
exactly.
if you go back to this is a rough example, but if you go back to AIDS, like how many people were like, that's fucking bullshit, or how many people go, that's the gay cancer or disease or
Right.
whatever they fucking called it in the beginning, acting like it ain't gonna happen to them, and they, when they were just people were like, what, you should, like, condom would probably help, and people were like, man, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? Like this, so this cavalier attitude is not new.
Exactly, which is this cavalier attitude to a disease that's killed 700,000 Americans is a little weird to me. It just doesn't make sense. Doesn't add up in my head. Why are we being so cavalier about it?
Colin Powell, the most famous of the bunch now. I feel like, have we lost anybody to COVID?
We've lost
Bigger?
a bunch of. I don't know about bigger, but let me see.
Some sort of celebrity-ish type of people, but I mean, this is this guy was well respected across the board.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he could have been president. I thought at one point there, I thought this guy is going to be, as kind of like around the Bush time. I was kind of like, this guy's going to fucking run and
He's going to take over.
win it in a landslide, and never even came close to wanting it. From what I understand, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like he had his opportunities to kind of jump in there. Could have jumped in post Bush.
Yeah, he
Right.
could have.
And
Don't know why he didn't.
I would love to know why.
Yeah, I don't.
Because we love a general. Like in this country, like a well-respected general. Like we fucking love us some general in this country.
That sounds that sounds weird what you just said, but I like it.
There are a bunch of.
We love some strange in this country.
It's like, would you like surf and turf? Who's gonna be like, no, I'm not in the mood for decadence and deliciousness. It's just like you want a 4-star
That's
general who's not a whack job,
Oh,
who's not
come
going to
on.
like,
There are a bunch of celebrities that have passed away from COVID, but I think Colin Powell is probably the biggest name. I think
he's the
you're right.
biggest profile person we lost.
You know,
A
you got
billion
some
percent.
people. Yeah, you got some people in there that died of COVID, but yeah, I think.
Well,
I mean, let's see, Larry King.
yeah, but did he actually die from COVID or?
He was in the midst. Let's see, he was died from coronavirus complications, according to Wonderwall.com.
Oh, I did not know that. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, Larry King was up there. I guess. I mean, he had problems as well.
I'm still going to put Colin Powell up higher than Larry
Colin Powell's
King.
big. That's a big name.
Eddie Winslow's making some news today because he was taking pictures with, I should say Darius McCrae. Did you know that was Eddie Winslow's real name? I mean,
No.
No, but I knew it wasn't Eddie Winslow. I'll tell you that.
he was taking pictures with Sydney Starr. I didn't know who Sydney Starr was.
She's a
reality star?
I thought she was a porn star.
Perhaps a porn star. Yeah, but isn't she a transgender porn star?
Oh.
Yeah. Sydney is an out and proud transgender
I
woman.
know that.
There you go.
She rose to fame when she claimed that she was dating rapper Chingy a few years ago.
Oh wait, yes.
Do you know who Chingy is?
Yes, I do. He's a rapper.
Really?
I've heard the name. I don't know who he is.
I don't know
Yes.
why. I feel like I'm using some sort of a slur when I say the name Chingy. It feels like I should apologize to somebody.
It's borderline. It's borderline.
Mm.
She has since appeared on several reality shows, including the most recent Baddies at ATL on Zeus. The fuck is
That
Zeus?
is Atlanta. Zeus.
Is
Never
Zeus
heard
a
of it.
channel?
I guess.
Oh God, you guys sound
Okay,
like my grandpa.
All right. So what's
Back
his
in my
name?
day, we watched NBC.
So what? He took some pictures with her.
So yeah, they're together, and people are like
good for them.
freaking out.
Why?
I was freaking out too because I thought for sure Eddie Winslow was dead. I don't know what it is about a 90s
Oh,
sitcom
maybe.
star. I
Look
just
how
think
young
they're
he
all
looks. But he doesn't. He looks very good. I don't know how old he is. It's got to be what, in his 40s, maybe
Yeah.
Okay.
late 40s.
He has to be 50
You think?
at least. 50, 52, 54.
dead.
How
I'm gonna
old?
look
What's
it
his
up.
name?
Frank, you gonna look it up?
What's his name?
Eddie Winslow.
No. What's his?
Darius McCrae.
Darius
McCray.
McCrary.
So his father.
He's
Carl-
45.
Oh, really? I thought he was older than that. I don't know why. Oh God, that makes me feel old. God.
His
Carl-
father was a cop in Chicago.
Exactly. Carl Winslow.
Yeah.
I saw that MF once. I
Reginald
saw
Val
him.
Johnson.
I saw him in Atlantic City,
Really?
and I
Cool.
was like,
He's awesome.
that's Carl Winslow," and he was like, "Who?"
He's a cop in four.
Oh
I
yeah,
think four things that I know him in. He's a cop.
he plays a good cop, but he died, didn't he?
No.
I
No,
don't
he's
know.
Are you
still
sure?
Right.
Look
yes.
that up. Look
I
that
am
up.
sure he's still alive.
Again, I feel like every 90s sitcom star is dead right now. When I see them pop up somewhere, it freaks me out.
Reginald Val Johnson.
What
is
was the one
69 years old.
with
Okay,
Tom
then-
Hanks
Going.
with the dog?
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. He was a
Good.
cop in that.
Cop in that. Cop in Family Matters. He's a cop in Die Hard.
Okay.
And he's a cop in. He has a brief cameo or appearance in Ghostbusters. He's a cop.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the best.
He's great. He's great.
He's one of those people that, like, if I saw him, I'd be like, "Can you just give me some fatherly advice?"
Oh yeah, no, he'd be a great dad.
Yeah.
I hope he's a dad. I wonder if he's a dad. I'm sure he is.
Him, Uncle Phil, like, there's a bunch of people that are just like, not Kramer, Fraser's dad.
Uncle Phil did pass away.
Yeah,
he
Uncle Phil
passed
passed.
Wait, Uncle Phil, who's that?
from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
he passed away.
Well,
Wait,
congratulations to Eddie Winslow and not being dead.
wait.
Yes.
Did I see him or did I see Carl Winslow?
Oh boy. I feel
Oh,
an apology
jeez,
coming
this is
out
not
here
good.
soon. Not good.
I don't like where this is going.
for the
I-
all-white podcast to be confusing black people.
I don't think he has children. Weird. I don't think he's married.
Check on Chingy. How's Chingy doing? Does he have children?
Do I have to check on Chingy?
Yeah. Is it Chingy or Lil Nas Chingy? Which one is it, Janine? I can't keep track anymore.
Oh,
It's
God.
Chingy. Chingy is 41 years old.
By the way, is Nas not upset of all these Nas people going around?
How many Nas's are there?
Well, there's not Nas is the original. Now all of a sudden there's Lil Nas X. Also, Lil Wayne should be pissed because wasn't he the first Lil?
Yeah, he was.
Was there a Lil before him?
I think Lil Bo Peep was probably the first.
Good point.
Thank you.
Good point.
Chingy's doing fine, I think.
All right, good to know. Bill Gates got nabbed for inappropriate emails.
There we go.
Microsoft executives once ordered Bill Gates to stop sending flirty emails to a female subordinate, according to a new report. The alleged misbehavior came more than a decade before the Microsoft board learned of an affair between Gates and another female employee, which preceded Gates' divorce and resignation from the Microsoft board.
So these emails were to someone other than the girl he was cheating on his wife with?
Correct.
The woman? Okay.
Gates allegedly sent the frisky emails to a mid-level female Microsoft employee in 2007 while he was working as a full-time employee, according to the Wall Street Journal. He also reportedly asked her to meet up outside of work hours and off the Microsoft campus.
Is it me or is it ironic that he gets taken down by emails?
Right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
He practically invented emails. I don't know.
Because let me tell you why. Men are stupid. Men are stupid.
Yep.
You don't ever put anything into writing that you, and especially, hello, you're the fucking writer of these programs. Like, are you that fucking dumb? This is how dumb men are. This is how dumb men are. Now I'm getting even more annoyed.
You think he'd know how to go around that kind of stuff?
No.
If anybody should know how to do that, it would be him. But no.
But he married a girl from his own company. Like this is like, I mean, the guy couldn't get a date anywhere outside of his own fucking workplace.
Well, what's he gonna go? Hit the town and.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't hit on people that are below you in the
yeah.
pecking
No,
order.
that makes sense. But I get it. But no, again, the email thing, it's a little weird.
Man, it's so fucking stupid.
He's not taken down. I mean, what happened with this? Like, what's the consequence to this?
I mean, there's nothing. It's just of like, oh, here's another instance where, and not only was he caught, but he was not only was he doing it, but he was caught and told to stop doing it. After we know about the other girls, after he snagged his wife at the same place, like I feel like we're at the beginning of like there's smoke all over this guy, and we're just
scratching the surface.
Yeah, there's no way we're not.
So when did these emails take place? They took place recently or like years ago?
No. This was years ago.
Okay, so it's just more stuff coming up. He's not. All right.
The Wall Street Journal is just finding it, and to your point, like. You're the email guy. Like, how is this shit leaking out to other fucking,
This is your thing. You'd think you'd have some kind of, I know everything about emails, and I know what not to put in them kind of mentality.
This was 2008, by the way.
No, because men don't care.
And Janine's right. Care. I mean, Gruden just got fired for putting all sort of racial and homophobic shit in a fucking email. Like, I mean, this is
crazy.
What are you doing?
This.
And the thing with Gruden is I know it was like 8 years ago or whatever it was, 10 years ago, and people go, oh, look, I get that learn from your past shit. That's like 90s shit though. Like, I mean, in 2010, you should know way better.
We all should know way better. The person who invented this shit should know before he invented it. He should be like, I invented this. I know the ins and outs. I know what can get you like what could come up again. Why would you do anything? Oh, no one will ever find this.
They should know better with the behavior, and then of course with the email thing. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
This unfortunately is going to be my last topic, but
you don't want to talk about Dave Chappelle and the fact that I was right?
That's rare.
Wait, what? Go ahead.
Frank and I went toe to toe for like 45 minutes last. By the way, last thing on Gates, Every time an article about Gates ends now, they mention Epstein. So that's just another thing of like, it's
That's a bad way.
yeah.
That's bad news
Yeah.
if your articles end like that.
Last episode, we were talking about Chappelle and his special, and I took Chappelle. I said that Chappelle is not transphobic. Frank said he was.
I didn't say he was transphobic. I said he made some remarks that were looked down upon, that were ill-advised or whatever.
Everybody thought I was right. I don't know. I couldn't find a comment that picked your side. I'm just saying.
That's what you're basing this on?
Yeah. Yeah. Would you need like a hardcore facts?
I thought there was an article out that came out that everybody is like, oh, Dave Chappelle's forgiven. It's all over. No. It's basically, he made, the remarks were.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Hurtful to some people.
I'm not going to read them all out, but Stoned Man 420 said, Aunt, you're so right. I mean, do you need more of a fucking.
Stoner 420.
Case closed, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you win.
You're not going to go against Stoned Man.
I'm not saying that there aren't two sides to this. Do
you want to drag this on? I was right. You were wrong.
You want to bring up a topic and talk about it, or you want to,
It wasn't a topic to talk about. I was just stating facts to everybody.
So you're right. All right, moving on.
Don't make me post Stone Man 420's comment on the screen.
Learn how to spell parties. All right, then we'll talk.
Do you want to say anything about the parties, Jay Sabs?
Wait, what part? What part?
Any part of it. Okay.
How many parties? It was one.
I know what you're gonna say. So I'll stay here for this and then.
Can I say? Okay, so you know how I don't like anything that Frank's Brothers does as far as parties go. Can I tell you, some of the best party food I've ever had was at this friggin' party.
Wow.
I don't know what was up with I don't remember I remember the food being good the last time we were there. By the way, because Frank's Brothers pulling some sort of a pyramid scheme that I can't figure out yet. Every year his kids have another confirmation. They're 6 years apart in age, and yet they're back-to-back confirmation years. I don't get it.
There's a lot wrong with that sentence, but we'll move on.
Anyway, I came and I gave money. I put money in an envelope for them. Help the kids out, whatever. They got shitty parents. You got to do the right thing.
I can't even.
But I swear, so 2 years in a row we went to this place, and the food was phenomenal.
Good food there
for a place that has rugs on the wall.
Yeah,
like
it's old school.
Not even that. Even if it didn't have rugs on, even if it had decor from this century, I would still say it was a good, like the chicken and the sausage thing with the potatoes. Sausage. Usually when you get like chicken, like at like an occasion, it's dry.
I'll tell you,
shit.
It was not dry at all.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
It was
no
good,
bullshit.
Man.
It was delicious. And call me crazy, because I would have a much better time if I could just shit all over this party. But call me crazy, but that eggplant rollatini was the best eggplant rollatini
amazing.
I ever had in my entire
Really?
life.
Oh my God, was it good?
See, that was my least favorite.
Really?
Oh, you're nuts.
I don't know what they put.
That's because I make a mean eggplant rollatini.
Do you?
No, we've never had it.
Yeah, I do.
You'll have to put your money where your mouth is now and make a tray and send it on over.
Okay.
That was good eggplant though. It was nice and soft. The eggplant came apart with your fork. You didn't have to cut into it.
Then they broke from typical fried calamari appetizer.
This was weird.
Okay, now
I've had this before.
Janine is trying to murder her husband with nuts. So when this salad plate comes out, she tried to give it to her husband thinking that there were walnuts in there. And I thought they were walnuts too. I was like, you're going to kill your husband with this poor thing. Turns out not walnuts. Fried calamari in with this salad with little pieces of tomato and what kind of dressing?
Some kind of dressing. Yeah, it was like
a creamy, like a creamy Italian.
Holy shit.
I thought, it was very good. It made the galamad a little soggy, the breading, but it still tasted good.
It was still tender and delicious.
Yes.
I was dreaming about that. I swear to God, I ate so much of that.
I did eat a lot of that salad, though.
Oh,
we got to go back there just to have dinner. It's a nice place.
And this is not even a critique, because then the other appetizer thing was like fresh mozzarella balls.
Yeah.
I put that should have been in the salad, but that's not. I'm getting picky now. I'm just saying. But I made my own little thing, combined it. But they could have brought that out in the salad that way. It would have been.
And did you try the stuffed mushrooms and the clams?
Stuffed mushrooms were good. The clams were really good.
Shrimp,
and then the The shrimp was amazing.
Yeah, I like that shrimp too.
It was
And
like buttery.
that's a classy move because two things. Shrimp is expensive when you get it at an occasion like that. And also everybody who was there didn't deserve shrimp. So
That's true.
that was nice of them to do that. I thought that was a really good
Cake
job.
was good. Nice ice cream cake.
Cake was a little weird. I enjoyed it, but I can't remember the
I
last
don't-
time
You're gonna laugh. I don't like ice cream with cake like
with
that.
cake. It was strange. I enjoyed it, but it was strange.
My daughter loved it, but I don't.
Yeah.
It was just true. There was ice cream and cake in the same.
Yeah, that.
That was weird, but I liked it. It worked.
But even the cake itself, like the cake part, was
Yes.
tasty as shit.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I was blown
enjoyed
away
it.
by the food.
They gave everybody a cappuccino or espresso.
Oh,
One of those.
You know what, Frank? You bring up an excellent point. Usually it's a, would you like coffee? And then you go,
do you have an
Cappuccino.
Yeah.
you have cappuccino?
Do you have espresso, please?
Next thing I know, I turn around. There's a guy with fucking 74 cappuccinos on a
Yeah.
on a tray.
A huge tray of cappuccinos.
And he gave me good long pumps.
That was after the party, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll tell you what, the staff was great because when the guy handed me the cappuccino, I said, "Do you make this with Jumpstart Coffee?" He said, "No," and I fucking threw it against the wall and it
I was
smashed
there for
everywhere.
that.
And he
Weird.
said, "I'm sorry, sir. Let me go clean that up for you."
And my daughter's hair got all wet, but she was okay.
Yeah, well, that's fine. That's no
It's a
big deal.
casualty of a good company.
Janine, your kids took a beating at that
Yo,
at that party.
I don't even know what happened to them. Like,
Every time I turn around, your daughter's screaming at the top of her lungs.
Wait, can I tell you the funniest
Like
thing
3
ever? You know what I'm
times.
going to say now?
I'm sorry.
Your poor daughter hit her head and then was crying. And then a couple of people around her tried to do the hand, like, "Oh, come here." And she wanted nothing to do with it. Turned the corner. You should sue this place now that I think about it. I would love to be a part owner at a place that makes a salad like that. Turned the corner around this little corner and then ran straight into a mirrored wall. Like straight into a wall.
She pulled a parakeet.
Like I'm upset. Like if I would have gotten that on camera, we would be TikTok famous today. It was so fucking.
I'm sorry,
funny.
but I laughed so hard. And I also laughed hard when, one fell backwards on a chair.
Yeah.
Yes. Which
That
was that partially my wife's fault because of her bag?
I mean, it really wasn't. I mean, that's
'Cause
the
the-
reason why. But it's because my daughter moved on the chair, and the weight of it was
So the
just too
bag
much.
weighed more than your daughter. It went back.
Probably.
Probably.
But
I'm
that's
not
okay,
sure.
though.
and
It was
I'm-
pretty funny.
What is your
And
wife
then-
carrying around VCRs in her bag? What the
I
hell?
think there's a body in there, but I don't want.
Oh,
I'm
alright.
worried for my own safety. Go ahead.
And then she ran into the wall afterwards, and then hit her head too. And then the other one, like you said, hit her head on the wall. I don't know what.
This is not a big room either. This is just
No, I don't know why they kept running into the wall. And I'm like, and then she ran into the mirror, which was pretty funny because it was really funny because the kids who were watching, they went like this. Oh,
I turned around. It looked like the opening scene to Saving Private Ryan. Just bodies flying. It was people screaming.
Crayon
Everything
parts,
was in slow motion.
Play-Doh flying in the air.
Play-Doh
God.
puzzles.
Yeah, it was
I don't know.
unbelievable.
I said to both of them, I'm like, are you guys okay? Like, what? They never get hurt like that. And that's why I'm like, what just happened here?
It's kind of brutal.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
but
whatever.
it was a nice time. It was
Yeah.
a nice
Other than that, it was great.
Other than the injuries.
I only wish, and I'm because she's a young girl. I don't want to get too far into this, but the guest of honor was the one who was just like, "Can this be over already? This
Yeah.
fucking I can't
It's that
take it."
age. It's that age. She wants
Yeah.
to
Teenager,
leave,
you know. Just I don't want.
Hold on.
She doesn't like the attention. She just wants, nice.
I
have a good
felt like
time.
we should have all taken the food and eaten in our cars to make her feel more
Exactly.
comfortable. To be honest with you,
I would have been fine with that.
yeah, I would have been fine with that too. I would have eaten that salad off a floor in a fucking Subway after a homeless person took a pee 2 seats down.
I
That's
thought you were going
okay.
to say something even more disgusting, but I won't even go there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard to be more
100%.
disgusting than that, but we can
All
do
right,
it.
Jay Sabs has got to go. Can we do our live read for Star Legacy? I'm trying to help fundraise for a noble cause that's close to Janine's heart, and she won't let me. She won't allow me to do it all month. She went
That's
a whole
cold.
month.
That's
I didn't
cold,
want to
Jenny.
bother anyone, but yes, Friday was Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day, and I was crazy, crazy busy. I had most of the towns on Long Island proclaim the day.
That's awesome.
I had hospital where I had my first daughter, who was stillborn, light up in pink and blue. Also, the town halls on Long Island, some of them lit up in pink and blue, the ones that actually could. God.
I shined pink and blue lights on my testicles that night when I was fooling around with my wife.
Thank you. I hope everyone does that.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't do it for credit. You don't have to thank me. I just did it because it was the right thing to do.
So,
It's festive.
right, Saturday was our virtual walk, and just try to raise funds for stillbirth research, provide free virtual support groups to parents, grandparents, and all the medical people too.
Little known fact, I burned 300 virtual calories at the virtual walk.
I'm
So
virtually proud of you.
I think, was that just picking up the calamari off your fork into your mouth?
yeah, basically that was
Good.
it.
Or trying to get my daughter after she banged her head in the wall.
I could have stopped her if I really was trying, but I didn't
I
think
saw
in
you
my
like
head she would have actually ran fully into the wall, but she did.
They heard that one downstairs.
Anyway, link in the description below to donate for Star Legacy. Go ahead. You were saying the virtual walk.
Yes, so all the funds go directly to stillbirth research.
So you're not pocketing any of that.
No, I wish.
Nice.
Unlike Frank's brothers
Right.
and his wife. Yeah, good.
Right. Good.
So yeah, that's it. But
Good
still
job.
got the rest of October. So that's still
There's a ways to go on the page.
Well, just to clarify too, I thought it was important. I can't remember if you said it or I read it somewhere, but there's a lot of misconceptions about the final couple of weeks of pregnancies that people don't really educate you, and you
Right.
know, and that's kind of why this is all really super important.
so the biggest thing is that people think that once you get towards the end of pregnancy, the baby's movements slow down, and that's okay because they run out of room. But that's actually not true, and that's one of like the warning signs of stillbirth. So that did happen to me, but I did not know. And actually, me talking about it helps your wife's friend because she had some warning signs, and your wife told her, you need to go to the doctor right now. You need to call the doctor. And then she was admitted in the hospital. So we call those baby saves.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're saving
Because-
lives, J Sabs. Unlike this piece of shit over here, you are the exact opposite of.
Yeah, see? And
Yeah,
Frank
Prager.
Frank thinks I'm as shitty as this guy.
No,
That's
I
true.
don't. I
He does.
never said that.
Why did you text it to me then in the middle of her speech?
See, I knew it.
Because I got to get it out somehow.
Wait, did
That's
you
what she
you gave
said.
a speech too on Friday? That's why you missed the show, right? Was that bullshit, or did you really? Were you didn't want to be on the show, or you just?
No,
you
there
had
was
to-
there's something called Wave of Light at 7 p.m. Everyone's lights a candle for their baby or babies that they are remembering. So I had to do this little ceremony with a friend at like a church center thing. So I actually didn't do a speech because she didn't want it to be too long. So I read a poem instead, which was okay with me. Because
Those are nice.
I do have a fear of public speaking.
Said the woman who told the "I have cum on my hand" in a train station story.
Yeah, see?
So, thousands of people watch the show, right?
She just doesn't. She has no conception. This is not a blown smoke up our asses. She has no conception on how big this show is. And then goes like this: "Oh, we got some donations." I go, "Yeah, people would like to be nice to you.
Yeah, that was really nice.
People want to
That was
help."
really nice.
By the way, shout out Bird. Who do you remember the girl who we offered to pay for the HBO Max subscription because she bought it just so she could watch Many Saints of Newark with us on the live thing? I tried to give her the money and she's like, "I don't have Venmo or anything." And I'm like, "All right, well, keep it in your back pocket. You know, we'll figure out something. We'll get, we'll reimburse you for it." As soon as we were talking about how shitty Janine was last episode for keeping this from us, she messaged me right away and she's like, "Can you put the $15
That's really nice.
towards this thing?"
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
No.
you, Maltasante.
My favorite part was you could write down who the donation is from. So I wrote down Bird and Dicky Moltisanti.
Nice.
So thank you. Yes, thank you.
By the way, I'm several drafts into when I'm several
Good note to
drafts.
leave on.
It's better that she doesn't hear this. I'm several drafts into what I'm going to write when I make my donation because
Oh God.
it's going to be something because it flashes on the page.
Hmm.
Link in the description below, by the way. And I want people to be like, who the fuck is this person? Like I haven't
What do you
fully
got
formed.
so far?
I haven't full. I'm throwing around a couple of ideas, but I'll again I don't want to say too much because I want it to be to do.
It's a good thing you missed that, Ginny.
Yeah.
I
I'm
did.
glad you missed that. Yeah.
What did I miss?
Don't go back and listen to it or watch it. But yes, if you've ever laughed from something Janina said, which I don't even know if you're fucking alive if you haven't, make sure you donate, or else you're literally stealing comedy, and that's not right.
That's not cool.
No.
That's
No.
worse.
And I do want to say that since COVID, the virtual support groups have tripled in the amount of people.
Oh, was that right?
Yep.
Nice.
So
do any of the support groups need me to come in and give a little motivational speech?
no, I think we're good. Thanks.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying, if you ever need it,
Good move, Jenny.
I'm free.
Good call.
So
I
thank
wonder
you.
why you're free.
Yeah, right. No, my phone's actually going to blow up because it is probably 100 degrees, and that's why probably.
I am sick of you on this show already. It's just too much.
Well, I know. And by the way, I gotta go, but I am very happy that these two got engaged. So happy
Okay.
that I'm not on screen. Oh, there you go.
This makes you very happy?
I don't
One
know
of the
why.
Kardashians got engaged. I don't know who it was.
Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney and
Travis Barker.
But you know
Travis
what?
Barker.
I knew this was fucking coming. I called this a couple of weeks ago. Not to you guys, because I don't really like you, so I don't really talk to you much.
Truth.
I said either they're engaged now or they're gonna get engaged soon. So
What made you think that?
Aren't they old friends or something like?
no,
Oh, I thought they like grew up together in some
No.
weird thing or knew each other for years.
complete opposites.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he comes from a very different background than her. So
A lot of tattoos on that Travis Barker.
Mhm.
I feel like he's been on SNL too the last like 4 weeks, just drumming for rappers. Like every time there's a rapper on, he's been the drummer.
Hey,
Well, he is one of the best drummers in the world. So
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's better than the guy from Metallica. I can't even remember his name.
1,000%. That guy's like, boom,
I don't even know his name.
boom, 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 boom,
I'd
boom.
like to see that Scandinavian son of a bitch land a Kardashian and then come back when you could do that.
That's right. Come back.
Yeah. All right. Bye, J Sabs. It's good seeing
See
you.
ya.
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm leaving because I got to go pack. Bye.
Pack.
What a
Okay.
cliffhanger.
Wow. Pack
What
for
a
what?
cliffhanger.
What was that about?
Where is J Sabs going? Tune in to the next episode
Maybe we'll get an answer.
and we will tell you. I actually know where she's going.
Do you?
I'm actually a little angry with her.
What's
Yep.
going on? Can I know?
Nope. You can, but it'll ruin the panache of
All right. Tell me after.
your reaction will be as good as the audience hearing it for the first time as well.
Is she going into space with Bezos?
That would
That's
be
the only
amazing.
thing that it's going to get a reaction out of me.
By the way, I was so excited to have Captain Kirk go into space. I'm like, I can't wait. This is going to be great. It came and went. I didn't watch it. I didn't look at it afterwards. I didn't even bother to go on Twitter to see if everything was fine. I don't
saw it.
even
He's
know what
fine.
happened.
He came back and he said it was a great feeling that he didn't want to end, and he loved it, and
Really?
he had a wonderful time in space.
Is space going to become the new thing? Like, all right, you have to be a dick about this. You know, that's on me. I'm blipping out.
Wait, oh, that's you blipping out.
Yeah, that's on me. I'm sorry.
All right, space is a thing that, yeah, we should be exploring. We should be checking it out. But just to casually go up there, I think, is sort of a waste of money. I mean, I get it. You want to go up there, check it out. You have all this money, but like, there are other things you could spend that money on.
I'm amazed that we've been friends for this long, because there are some things where I could not disagree with you more.
You think that was a good use of money, going into space for 5 minutes and coming back down?
Listen, do I think sending Captain Kirk up there is a waste of money? Yes, I do. But
I'd rather
overall,
have that.
You got to kind of go up there to kind of make it all happen. What I'm saying is going into space becoming the new like Lamborghini, where it's kind of like, oh, you haven't been.
Well,
to
if you
space
haven't gone
yet?
to space yet, then then you're nobody.
And then people coming back like, "Oh, you don't know what it's like. Let me tell you." And then you're just like, "Yeah, okay, I get
Shut
it.
up.
It's fucking great. Yeah.
Space. You float. I got it. Thank you.
I'll never get it. I'll never feel that way. You got to do it. Great. I'm so happy.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That and $2.50 to get you on the subway. Is it $2.50 still? It's like $2.75. Something.
I don't even know. God, could you imagine going on the subway again?
I hate the subway so much with a passion.
Yeah.
God.
Anything else there, Frankie C? Do you have any charities that you're raising money for? And I'm not donating again to your brother's kids. I've had enough. They've got enough money.
They've got a party coming up next weekend. We hope to see you there.
I swear to God, that calamari salad was so good. I almost put an extra 50 in the envelope. I almost went that far to be like,
but
this.
What's that going to take? You're never going to do that. What would it take to get you to do an extra 50 in the envelope?
Put an extra 50 in there? I tell you what.
What if they gave you a tray to take home?
That's what I was just gonna say. If they were like, we got some extra, and I saw you enjoying it, so here you go, I'd be like, all right, I gotta put a 50 in here now.
That would.
In fact, I'd have to give your brother a 50, and then give the wait staff a 20 for being thoughtful.
Wow, extra 70. Nice.
Yeah.
That was good salad.
We have to go. Is tipping getting out of control? By the way, order your Jumpstart Coffee Company right now with the link in the description. Best coffee ever.
Do it.
As good as the calamari salad that we had.
Not only is it great, but it's for a great cause too. 50%. I still can't get over that.
I know, it's great.
Half of what they make goes right out to the Navy SEALs Foundation.
They're doing what every corporation should be doing, but clearly doesn't.
100%.
It's tipping getting out of control because I had this conversation with my family in 60 seconds or less, Frank, that they were like, we had this conversation. We were talking about rising food costs, like how going to restaurants is a little bit more expensive these days, it seems.
Yeah.
And this got thrown around. Do you tip at a pizzeria?
What if you tip if you're getting served, waited on, or delivered?
Or waited on. But if you're going to pick up a pie.
I don't
really tip either. And there was this kind of thing of like, oh, you should throw like a buck or two in there. Like, really?
I've done that. Like, I go to the same place all the time, and there was a stint where we went a few times in like 1 week. So I threw an extra couple bucks in there. I was like, you guys have been great. Whatever.
Like, these poor people have to look at my face 4 times this week. They should get $4.
Right. It was during COVID. It was the whole, you guys need a little extra. Through some money. Yes. Sure. Yeah. But just to, they're doing, it's not like they're doing anything. I feel like tipping needs to be, you're going above and beyond. You're either like a delivery guy. He's got to pay for his gas. He's got, you tip these people. That the wait staff is nice. You tip them, all that stuff. But just for doing the work that, I feel like it's like I'll tip if I'm in Jersey and I get the car, someone pumps the gas.
Yeah.
You tip them.
I got to tell you something. I feel there's been a couple times over the last few months that I've stiffed the gas guy because I just don't have cash on me.
You put it on the card.
No, they don't. You can't tip on a card at the gas station. They just rip the receipt off and hand it back to you. You got to have $2 there ready to go.
You got to have cash. That's
and
true.
I don't have it a lot of the times. A couple times.
What are you
not bad. What are you gonna do?
It's hard to get singles, these days unless you buy something.
It's damn near impossible. It's really,
it's really difficult. Tipping, you got to. I like, and I'm on the fence with the suggested tipping that they put at the bottom.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, because it's good, but then sometimes it's like, here's the minimum. It's like it gives you you got to do one of these 3, and the minimum's already up there.
I'll go up to the next percent sometimes, just if they have one of those things.
Yeah, I usually do the middle, whatever the middle percent is.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, I don't have. This is one last thing I have to do is figure this out. You got extra for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tip you another $8.26.
I love throwing a little extra on. We went out to dinner a couple of weeks ago, and just like one of these bar food places, like American grill places, and we ordered the kids up some apple juice, and the guy brought the glowy ice cubes. Put the glowy ice cubes in that changed the colors. I was like, this fucking guy just made $10 more. I'm like, they were made.
See that?
They're playing with it, having fun. I'm like, that's a good server. That's a good.
When people go above and beyond like that, that's when you.
And
then, go ahead.
He put the Islander preseason game on the TV for me. I'm like,
oh, there's another 10. Boom.
Yeah.
This guy knows his audience.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
So you coming a mile away.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This guy with the kids in the Islanders jersey. I know exactly what to do here. I got this guy's number.
Honestly, he kind of just flat out. There was some moments where his service was just complete shit, and I was totally like, I didn't even care. I'm like, you've gone above and beyond already. I'll wait an extra 40 minutes for the fork. I'll eat with my fingers. Don't matter.
Yeah, wait staff for me. It's a hard job. I can't I can't imagine the shit that they got to know the menu inside and out. If you're at a respectable place, they gotta get everything correct. And if something goes wrong, the waiter gets blamed, the waitress gets blamed. It's not their fault, but they have to deal with the customer every time. So it's a hard job, and they should get a lot more credit than they deserve. A lot more. They deserve a lot more than they get, is what I mean.
And they kept the country running during COVID for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that's it, Frankie C. You good?
I'm good.
All right, awesome. Great Monday show. Thanks everybody for watching and or listening. Thanks so much for purchasing Jumpstart Coffee Company. I want to thank the people that are giving directly via the podcast link. Of course, you could just some people are just slapping down $5 a month just to listen to the episodes. We can't tell you how much we appreciate that. We really should be naming all those people. I don't even know if they want to be named. Some of them are just like, I'm happy to do it. I don't know.
It's very nice.
It's very, very nice. Thanks to all those people that do that. Thanks to all the people who just do a thumbs up on the vid. If that's all you can do, that is appreciated.
I want to thank all the people that said happy birthday. That was very nice.
You did get a lot of happy birthdays.
That was very sweet. That got me right here. I really appreciate it.
That's a nice feeling.
This is very nice.
Very, very
so
nice.
Thank you to everyone.
Especially since all the bad things you say about Australian people, considering.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I don't deserve all the happy birthdays. Dick.
In Australia, the happy birthday goes the opposite direction. I don't know if you knew that.
It's birthday happy. Moron.